Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Jiwe Bindi. Shem Hotepu. Universal greetings of peace. So, in today's segment, I'm going to go over the Moorish leaders' historical message to America. So, the man, Noble Jurali, in his economic program, in his redemption manual program, explains exactly what it is that he is doing, what is the mission, what is the purpose of his mission, and just in general, wishes to bring this information to the attention of the public. Yes? So I'm going to read over this. This can be found in the Moorish Americans Economic Security Manual. Excuse me. According to the Moorish literature. So this is a compilation of all of the newspaper articles written for the Moorish Divine and National Movement through its newspaper. So this is the voice of the movement. And so this is where, we find out exactly what it is that this Moorish Divine and National Movement is about. All right. When you get this book, it will be number 19. It will be article number 19 within this section. Above me, I have before you the Moorish Science Temple of America and its jurisdictions, ecclesiastical fraternal authority to conduct business, religious and otherwise, in the United States of America and abroad, according to Uniform Commercial Code, Constitutional Common Law, etc., etc. In connection with the aims, objects, rules, and regulations of the Moorish Science Temple of America, I deem it proper to submit to you a brief statement of our organization covering its inception, rise, and progress, and of the Mohammedan religion, which I hope will be satisfactory to you and be the means of causing you at all times to adhere to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in your relations with mankind in general. I further most anxiously hope this brief statement will help you to more clearly see the duty and wisdom of at all times upholding those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization of our posterity, such as obedience to law, respect and loyalty to government, tolerance, and unity. Islam. We organized as the Moorish Temple of Science in the year of 1925 and were legally incorporated as a civic organization under the laws of the state of Illinois, November 29th, 1926. The name Moorish Temple of Science changed to the Moorish Science Temple of America, May 1928, in accordance with the legal requirements of the Secretary of the State of Illinois. So it's a part of every part of American economics. The object of our organization is to help in the great program of uplifting fallen humanity and teach those things necessary to make our members better citizens. A national organization with a Rotarian complexion as it relates to branch temples became obvious with the increasing number of inquiries from men and women in different sections of the country concerning the purpose of the organization. There are branch temples in 15 different states at this time. A list of those 15 original temples is included in this literature. Where are we at? Since the work of the Moorish Science Temple of America was largely religious means economics, according to the chapter of religion 35 in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, verse 30, Islam. Since the work of the Moorish Science Temple of America was largely religious, the Civic organization has been legally changed to a religious corporation, and an affidavit to this effect has been properly filed in the Cook County Recorder's Office in Illinois. So now we see that this civic organization is now a religious corporation. It's a fraternal order with its own ecclesiastical jurisdictions as it relates to economics of a nation in America. This gives the Moorish Americans the authority and power to do business on equal standing with all other nations in America and abroad. Our own enterprise, if you will. Inspired by the lofty teachings of the Quran, we have it as the revealed word of God, Allah. We shall foster the principles of its teachings among our members. This is our religious privilege as American citizens, under the laws of one of the greatest documents of all time, the American Constitution, which is also in this work. The Mohammedan religion is the least appreciated and probably the most misunderstood of the world's great religions. This is especially true in our Western world. Try to understand what Mohammedanism stands for and some of the things it has contributed to the world. So we are now finding that Mohammedanism is another word for Islamism. Okay. They are used interchangeably. Muhammad was the founder of the Mohammedan religion. It originated 13 centuries ago on the Arabian Peninsula, where the streams of commerce and culture met and mingled in the Middle Ages, where the markets of exchange were stationed for treasures of India and the products of the Mediterranean coast. There, this religion, or economics faith, right, was established in the unprecedented short period of 20 years. And unlike many other religions, without the aid of any royal patronage and support. Buddhism had its Asoka, Judaism, it's Joshua. Christianity, it's Constantine. But Mohammedanism had no person of royal rank and power to assist in its establishment and spread. Today, this religion is acknowledged by nearly 250 million souls and extends over an area to 1/3 of the globe. From Arabia, it spread eastward over Persia, Turkestan, Afghanistan, westward across Syria, Asia Minor, Turkey, southward to Africa, covering more than half of that continent. It found its way to India and beyond, to the islands of Sumatra and Borneo. To the early representatives of this faith, the world's debt is incalculably great. For it was they who transmitted the treasures of Greek literature from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance. They who originated the graceful forms of which the Taj Mahal and the Alhambra are the most famous examples. It was they who contributed to the sciences of algebra and chemistry, astronomy, and medicine. They who dotted the Saracen Empire with universities and who filled at Baghdad and Cairo the most renowned universities of the world. During those centuries of ecclesiastical despotism, when the Christian church suppressed all intellectual activities, save those that were theological, causing the talent that reproduces to supplant the genius that creates, Mohammedans did all in their power to encourage and stimulate research in every branch of human inquiry. Economics. Economics relates to every branch of human inquiry. The Moors, or Mohammedans, added to the beauty and grandeur of Spain when it was at Andalus. For centuries, art, science, literature, and chivalry flourished among them, while the rest of Europe was still sunk in the gloom of the Dark Ages. The Moors were the most ingenious and industrious of the subjects of Spain, or Al-Andalus. Their expulsion from Spain in 1610 was one of the chief causes of decadence of that country, for both agriculture and industry fell into decay after their departure. Mohammedanism makes no distinction. Islamiyya makes no distinction. Where we at? Between high and low, rich and poor, creditor and debtor, master and servant, magistrate, subject, makes no distinction. It is like the sky. It has room for all. All may participate in the economic security program of Islam or of Mohammedanism. The Quran should be of interest to all readers. It is the Bible of the Mohammedans, ruling over the customs and actions of over 200 millions of people. It is a work of importance whether considered from a religious, philosophical, or a literary viewpoint. In the promotion of plans for the betterment of mankind, there has ever been some kind of opposition. And strange as it may seem, such opposition has come from sources where there were no ideas or the lack of courage to force attention to ideas. Whether in church, state, or the social community, any attempt to do anything out of the usual way seldom fails to receive criticism. Not because the course cannot be pursued legally or that it is unreasonable, but because it has been considered in terms as new. It's the only reason we're having this issue here. The Moorish Science Temple of America has received some opposition and criticism. In the main, the opposition has come from certain Christian ministers. They have expressed themselves as being opposed to our propagation of the Mohammedan religion. What he is talking about, who he is talking about, is the ancient Egyptian Arabic order of the nobles of the mystic shrine. This is who he's talking about. Possibly because the promotion of the Mohammedan faith among our people in the United States is considered by them in terms as something new. Whatever the reasons may be for their opposition, the legal right to oppose citizens, individuals, and organizations alike for their religious beliefs does not exist in the United States. And so this is actually a reference that's being made to the ancient Egyptian Arabic order of the nobles of the mystic shrine, letting them know that at that particular time they were going through the same type of litigation between the European lodges who were telling them that they weren't able to do what they were doing. And so Drew Ali is making mention to them that, how is it that you're going to speak down or disregard this when the same thing is being applied to yourself? Anywho, the door of religious freedom made by the American Constitution, excuse me, John. Whatever the reason may be for their opposition, the legal right to oppose citizens, individuals, and organizations alike, persons, for their religious belief does not exist in the United States of America. Religious freedom, open to all. That's what this is here. The door of religious freedom made by the American Constitution swings open to all, and people may enter through it and worship as they desire. Without religious freedom, no search for truth would be possible. Without religious freedom, no discovery of truth would be useful. Without religious freedom, religious progress would be checked, and we would no longer march forward toward the nobler life which the future holds for the races of men. Without religious freedom, there would be no inspiration to lift our heads and gaze with fearlessness into the vast beyond, seeking a hope eternal. Ihsan al-Kamil. It is a sad weakness in us, after all, to oppose our fellow men for their religious beliefs. And if there are angels who record the sorrows of men as well as their sins, they certainly know how many and how deep are the useless sorrows that spring forth from such opposition. Possibly, love and time will cancel our ancient hatreds in this regard and prove that in mankind, tolerance is better than unwarranted opposition. In connection with our religious aims and beliefs, we must promote economic security. The preaching of economic security among us is by no means as widespread and intensive as the circumstances demand. No other one thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economic power. Better positions for our men and women, more business employment for our boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing. Let me say this again. We may be secure in nothing until we have economic power, the correct economic status. A beggar people or a debtor person cannot develop the highest in them, nor can they attain to a genuine enjoyment of the spiritualities of life. What is the spiritualities of life? The act of breathing, the act of proclaiming, of manifesting. A beggar person does not have a voice. It's just what it is. Our men, women, and children should be taught to believe in the capacity of our group to succeed in business, in spite of the trials and failures of some of them. Trials and failures in business are by no means confined to any particular group of people. Some business ventures of all people fail. We have many men and women among our people who are qualified, both by training and experience, who are shining lights in the business world of all people, of all the people. It is a sad weakness in us as a people that we have withheld the very encouragement, support, and patronage that would have made some of our worthy business ventures a grand success. And worst of all, have joined in the condemnations of them who, when they fail. Except in cases of actual dishonesty, discourtesy, lack of service, and actual unreliability, this is inequity, dishonor, right? And except in such cases, our business enterprises in every field of endeavor, in every field of endeavor, should have love of confidence, cooperation, and patronage whenever and wherever they can be given. Read carefully the doctrines of the Moorish Science Temple of America. All of the doctrine is in this manual. It contains our hopes, aims, rules, and articles of religion. Every member should have a copy. In conclusion, I urge you to remember this is work enough for all to do. In conclusion, I urge you to remember there is work enough for all to do in helping to build a better world. The problems of life are largely social and economic. It's divine and national. In a profound sense, or esoterically, they are moral and spiritual. Have lofty conceptions of your duties to your country and fellow men in general, and especially those with whom you deal. This includes such honesty and righteousness as will cause you to put yourself in the other fellow's place. This is called consideration in business. Look for the best in others and give them the best that is in you. Absolutely. Have a deeper appreciation for womanhood. Absolutely. Brighten the hopes of our youth in order that their courage be increased to dare and do wondrous things. Adhere at all times to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. These are all equitable principles. I am your affectionate leader. I shall continue to labor day and night, both in public and private, for your good, thereby contributing to the welfare of our country and its people as a whole. I'm going to reread this right here. I am your affectionate leader. I shall continue to labor day and night, public and private. How do you know it's public and private? Because he says both in public and private, creditor, debtor, for your good. God is good. God is love. Love is in the heart. Equity, for your equitable remedy, thereby contributing to the welfare of our country, and its people as a whole. Everybody. So, this is what the Moorish Science Temple of America's program is intending to bring about. Economic security. Let's go back over that. Let's go back just real quick. Okay. So, in connection with the aims, objects, rules, and regulations of the Moorish Science Temple of America, I deem it proper to submit you a brief statement of our organization, covering its inception, rise, and progress, and of the Mohammedan religion, which I hope will be satisfactory to you and be the means of causing you at all times to adhere to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in your relations with mankind in general. So he's telling you what the business is. This is the business. I further most anxiously hope this brief statement will help you to more clearly see the duty and wisdom of at all times upholding those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization of our posterity. So he's talking about everyone in America, such as obedience to law, respect and loyalty to government, tolerance and unity. And then, in connection with our religious aims and beliefs, we must promote economic security. So there's a divine side, there's a religious economic, and then there's a national civic side. And they're in union. They come together, they work together, and it's for the benefit of everybody. For the benefit of everybody. And this is according to the Moorish divine and national movement founded by the prophet, the honorable, the noble, Thomas, Drew, Ali Amin, all hail. So, when the courses come, the questions and answers are going to be based upon this literature to cause stimulation in the mind that we may come to know this truth of what it is that Moorish Americans are supposed to be doing out here in order to align. You know what? Yeah, let me lay this out. That was a message to everyone in America. This last message. This next message is also to everyone in America, right? Now this message is exposing the uncivilized practices of those who are Moorish Americans here in America. And it is showing, we're seeing that Noble Drew Ali is appealing to the European nations in America and others to help him bring them back to the level so that they can treat everybody as equals and understand that that's the business here. Not to go running around here acting like you're better than somebody. That's not, the Prophet didn't bring that. So, again, also in the Moorish literature, right? So this is from Noble Drew Ali. These are messages authorized, the voice of Noble Drew Ali, okay? The presiding officer, the founding father, the brother, our equal, who we have agreed to raise to sovereign authority, O favorite of heaven, Islam. This will be article number 10 in the Moorish literature. A divine warning by the prophet, by the professor, by the teacher, by the lawman, by the example, for the nations. With the it's plural. So for the nations here in America. The citizens of all free national governments, according to their constitution, are all of one family, bearing one free national name. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow upon them. And it is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of a free national government and cling to the names and the principles that delude to slavery. Let that sit for a minute. I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and go back to that state of mind of their forefathers' divine and national principles, that they will be law-abiders and receive their divine rights as citizens, according to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. Okay, sounds equal right here. They are to claim their own free national name and religion. There is but one issue. One issue, y'all. There is but one issue for them to be recognized by this government and of the earth, and it comes only through the connection of the Moorish divine and national movement. The movement itself, which is incorporated in this government, right? And recognized by all other nations of the world. It's incorporated as the Moorish Science Temple of America. And through it, they and their children can receive their divine rights unmolested by other citizens, because now they're citizens of equal standing, that they can cast a free national ballot at the polls under the free national constitution of the state's government, and not under a granted privilege as has been the existing condition for many generations. Federal election, 15th Amendment, democratic, yada, 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 debtorship, right? You who doubt whether I, the prophet, and my principles are right for the redemption of my people, go to those that know law in the city hall among the officials in your government, and ask them under an intelligent tone, and they will be glad to render you a favorable reply, for they are glad to see me bring you out of darkness into light. Money, So this is finance. Money doesn't make the man. Money doesn't make the man. It is free national standards and power that makes a man and a nation. So whatever makes a man makes a nation. It's called character, national character. It's the character, it's the quality of the individual in relation to the whole. Okay? All right. The wealth of all national governments, gold and silver and commerce, belong to the citizens. Belong to the citizens alone. Belong to the citizens alone. So that means that the citizens alone are a law alone, right? Together as one. And without your national citizenship, without your national citizenship, right? Because you have U.S. citizenship, but without your national citizenship, by name and principles, right? You have no true wealth. And I am hereby calling on all true citizens that stand for a national free government. So I'm looking for all state citizens. And the enforcement of the Constitution to help me in my great missionary work, because I need all support from all true American citizens of the United States of America. He needs support. He needs help because his people are heavy on his shoulders because they won't listen to him. I am depending on your support to do what? Wait. Nope, I'm sorry. Hold on. Help me to save my people who have fallen from the constitutional laws of government. So these people that he's counting on, that he's making a plea to, they haven't fallen from the constitutional laws of government. He's asking them to please come educate my people so that they can know that this is all equal. This is all a universal thing, and that they can do theirs and we can do ours, but we need to do ours the same. Islam. He says, I am depending on your support to get them back to the constitutional fold again. That they will learn to love instead of hate. Why does he say that? Because we're out here running around here acting like other people aren't humans. We're acting like we're not all Allah's children. There is this disease of the mind that they have, that has been cast upon these people, and they are not getting themselves up from up under the spell. And where Drew Ali's intention is to raise them all up to the same status as all other human beings. So these people got to get it out of their thick skulls. This whole ideology that some people are different than other people when it comes under the law. Anywho. And will live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So these other people are living according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Supporting our, O-U-R, collectively, supporting our free national constitution of the United States of America. So we are party to it. We are party to it. The founding fathers of the Constitution of the United States of America consists of our nations as well. We are party to it. We are bound by it. The laws apply. Because there's some Moors out there who just got it in their mind that these laws don't apply. Yeah, whatever. I love my people, and I desire their unity and mine back to their own free national and divine standard. So this, again, this is our own constitutional standard. All right. Come in, love. Oh, okay. Were you going to the bathroom or are you coming in here? Okay. All right. Where we at? I love my people, and I desire their unity and mine back to their own free national and divine standard. Why? Because day by day, to this day, they have been violating the national and constitutional laws of their government by claiming names and principles that are unconstitutional. So he's saying that you're bound to the Constitution, but not by those names and principles that you keep trying to press. And these names and principles are deluding to second-class citizenship, 14th Amendment citizenship, or debtor-class citizenship, personage only, right? Exclusive debtorship. Anywho, he says, now listen, because he's telling us that generally this applies to everybody. If Italians, Greeks, English, these are European nations, Chinese, Japanese, and Arabian, Turks and Arabians, these are Asian nations, are forced to proclaim their free national name and religion before the constitutional government of the United States of America, it is no more than right that that law should be enforced upon all other American citizens alike, specifically these North African nations, who collectively are white. All right. One family. You hear me? In all other governments, when a man is born and raised there and asks for his national descent name, and if he fails to give it, he is misused, imprisoned, or exiled. Any group of people that fail to answer up to the constitutional standards of law by name and principles. Because to be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name. Why? Because they place their trust upon issue and names formed, the estates, by their forefathers. The word negro deludes in the Latin language to the word, you know, the N-bomb. The same as the word colored deludes to anything that is painted, varnished, and dyed, or the appearance has been altered. And every nation must bear a national descent name of their forefathers, because honoring thy fathers and thy mothers, your days will be lengthened upon this earth. Your estates will continue to descend and gather interest and wealth to prepare the next generation. These names have never been recognized by any true American citizens of this day. Through your free national name, you are known and recognized by all nations of the earth that are recognized by said national government in which they live. The 14th and 15th Amendments brought the North and South in unit, placing the Southerners who were at that time without power within the constitutional body of power. And at that time, 1865, the free national constitutional law that was enforced in 1774 declared all men equal and free. And if all men are declared by the free national constitution to be free and equal, since that constitution has never been amended, there is no need for the application of the 14th and 15th Amendments for the salvation of our people and citizens. Excuse me. Let me reread that right. And if all men are declared by the free national constitution to be free and equal, since that constitution has never been changed, there is no reason for the application of the 14th and 15th Amendments for the salvation of our people and any other citizen. So, There isn't but one supreme issue. There isn't but one. One supreme issue. For my people to use to redeem that which was lost, their estate. And that is through the above statements. Then the lion is the rich and the rulers, and the poor, the lion and the lamb, this is the poor, the creditors and debtors. We talking balances on the financial sheet here, all right? He says, then the lion and the lamb can lie down together in yonder hills at the peak, and neither will be harmed, because the principles of equity, which is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, will be reigning in this land. Everyone under the same law. The law will apply equitably, not equally, not merely equally, but equitably. Everyone gets their just due. Will be reigning in this land. In those days, the United States, so Noble Drew Ali called the United States of America the United States. This is what he did, okay? Will be one of the greatest civilized and prosperous governments of the world. But if the above principles are not carried out by the citizens and my people in this government, the worst is yet to come. Because the great God of the universe is not pleased with the works that are being performed in North America by my people who keep acting like they're not American citizens. And this great sin must be removed from the land to save it from enormous earthquakes and diseases, which this is circa 1920. We're in 2025 now, and we're seeing these earthquakes, diseases, etc., which tells us that some people still aren't getting with the program. Okay. And I, the prophet, do herein believe that this administration of the government, being more wisely prepared by more genius citizens that believe in their free national constitution and laws, and through the help of such classes of citizens, I, the prophet, truly believe that my people will find the true and divine way of their forefathers, and learn to stop serving carnal customs and merely ideas of man that have never done them any good, but have always harmed them. Acting like you're not a part of the family, not being honorable. When man honors man as his equal, he honors the law. As long as you're out here acting like no one's equal, you're better, or you got this personality where you feel like you're better not because of your piety, but because of some other random. No. So I, the prophet, am hereby calling aloud with a divine plea. So he's pleading. He's begging. He's seeking the mercy of the people. This is what Uriah is doing. This is what he's doing. He's applying to these people to help them, to help him help you get your mind right. Stop running around here thinking that humanity and humankind and mankind are separate. That's not from Drew Ali. I promise you it's not from him. So I, the prophet, am hereby calling aloud with a divine plea to all true American citizens to help me to remove this great sin which has been committed and is being practiced by my people in the United States of America, because they know it is not the true and divine way. And without understanding, they have fallen from the true light into utter darkness of sin. And there is not a nation on earth today that will recognize them socially, religiously, politically, or economically, etc., in their present condition of their endeavorment, in which they themselves try to force upon a civilized world. They will not refrain from their civil ways of action, and their deeds have brought Jim Crowism, segregation, and everything, listen to this part, and everything that brings harm to human beings on earth. Mm, 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 mm. And they fought the Southerner for all these great misuses. But I've traveled in the South, and I've examined conditions there. And it is the works of my people continually practicing the things that do what? Which bring dishonor, disgrace, and disrespect to who? To any nation that lives the life. We're all supposed to be living this life. All of us. All of that, oh, they stole this from me. It's the only way. Mandalorian, this is the way. Get on board. Stop acting goofy. All right. And I am hereby calling on all true American citizens for moral support and finance to help me in my great missionary work to bring my people out of darkness into marvelous light. So he's looking at them like, yo, I need a loan. I need y'all to invest in me until I can get the capital to get it running, and then my people can start investing in ourselves, and then we can equal out the transaction, and honors due where honors due. When man honors man, You see that handshake, good business. There we go. We're talking good business. There we go. A handshake means good business. So, for anyone desiring to know what the purpose is for the Moorish Science Temple of America, what the aims, objects, rise, inception, progress, and religious economic purposes are to be serving the Moorish Americans, and thus the Moorish Americans serving others with, right? If you wish to know all of that, that's what this entails. This is for those who wish to know the redemption process that applies to everyone, but according to the Moorish national diaspora. Appreciate you all for coming. This will be presented on my YouTube channel. Link in bio. Islam.